If you are struggling with quitting alcohol, one thing you need to know is there is many pathways in your brain that lead to the choice of alcohol, most of which you don't even realize are there. So how are you supposed to quit drinking alcohol when you don't even know why you do it? In this video, I talk about a very common way of thinking that is making it a lot harder for you to quit. And I'm going to teach you how to easily change this way of thinking to make quitting alcohol much easier. The moment we quit drinking alcohol, we begin a long journey of self-discovery. Because to successfully quit drinking alcohol and maintain sobriety, we have to be well aware of the reasons we drank, the habits, the triggers, the thought patterns. We have to become well aware of all of these so we can fix the problems and prevent them from happening again in the future. And as we learn more about ourselves, we realize there are a lot of reasons that we drank alcohol. And in this video, I want to talk about one of them. A common reason people drink alcohol. A way of thinking that can often lead to the choice of alcohol. And I don't think most people realize that they have a bad habit of thinking this way and how much it can actually contribute to their battle with alcohol. And of course, I'm talking about overthinking, thinking too much. Personally, I think way too much. And for a long time, I've known this and I've always chalked it up to being a good thing because thinking makes you smart. People who think a lot are intelligent. People who don't think a lot aren't. But intelligent people don't necessarily do intelligent things. Because the truth is, thinking too much or overthinking is not a product of intelligence. It's a product of emotional insecurity. There is a big difference between thinking a lot and thinking too much. Let's take an example. Let's say your boss schedules a meeting with you to go over your plans for the next month. It makes sense to think about exactly what you're gonna say in that meeting. It makes sense to figure out what you're gonna say, and once you've figured it out, to stop thinking about it. That is intelligent. But what is not intelligent is to continue thinking about it after you've already figured it out. To go back and second guess what you're gonna say. To worry that what you're gonna say isn't good enough and maybe you should come up with something better. Or then to go as far as to think, why is my boss calling a meeting with me? Is he unhappy with me? Does he not think I'm working hard enough? Am I not doing a good job? What did that bitch from accounting say about me? Am I getting fired? This sounds a little bit like worrying, doesn't it? Yep, worrying and overthinking are basically the same thing. You can't have worrying without overthinking. Overthinking, perfectionism, regret, guilt. These are all forms of emotional insecurity. And it is my opinion that most people who suffer from alcoholism also suffer from emotional insecurity. So what is emotional insecurity? It's basically the measurement of the stability of someone's emotional state. If you are emotionally insecure, you are basically an emotional person who doesn't really deal with their emotions in a way that is healthy for you or people around you. I remember a quote I heard from someone that I met at an AA meeting. He said, "Alcoholics are emotional people who don't like emotions." And that is so true. You probably don't even realize how much of a connection your emotions have to your addiction to alcohol. We drink to enhance our emotions. We drink to numb our emotions. Overthinking is a bad habit entirely driven by emotions, by negative emotions like fear and anxiety. But the problem with overthinking is that it rarely leads to any resolution. Your thoughts never reach a point where you alleviate your negative emotions. If you have the tendency to overthink, you most likely just bounce ideas and thoughts around in your head and they never escape. You just keep adding more and more thoughts and more negative emotions, and they bounce around in your head like a pinball machine until eventually you explode. And this is a perfect environment for alcoholism to thrive. When you do this, it is a very surefire way to break and say to yourself, I could sure use a drink. Alcohol temporarily quiets your thoughts. When you drink alcohol, you stop focusing on yesterday or tomorrow. You stop focusing on regret and worry. You stop bouncing all of these ideas around in your head, and you revert your focus back to this present day, this present moment. You focus on feeling good right now, instant gratification. All that matters is getting drunk right now. Everything else can wait till tomorrow. And sadly, that works. It's no wonder you resort to alcohol, because alcohol solves a problem that you didn't even know you had. The problem of worrying about the future and regretting the past. Overthinking. Think of it this way. Back when we used to have newspapers delivered to our house, every morning you would go outside on your porch, grab your newspaper, bring it inside and read it while you drank your morning coffee. And then when you were finished reading it, you got rid of it. You wouldn't keep yesterday's newspaper to keep reading about the past for eternity, unless you're a hoarder. And you wouldn't sit there and worry about what you're gonna read in tomorrow's newspaper either. Live your life one day at a time. Focusing on the present is the solution to overthinking. And you don't need alcohol to do that. So the bottom line is, if you think too much, you most likely are thinking about things that either took place in the past or that will take place in the future, both of which you have zero control over right now. So dwelling on those thoughts serves absolutely no purpose, other than to cause you pain and make it more likely that you will resort to alcohol for relief. The solution is to learn how to be more present. Try focusing on this moment right now. Stop worrying about the future and forget the past. Just take a deep breath. Forgive yourself. Trust yourself. If you can learn to do this, that's just one less thing in your life leading you down the path towards alcohol.